Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. In today's material, a rather sensitive subject, we'll spend just a few minutes talking about special needs and how to confirm if your cat has special needs. Feline behavior, even for long term owners, can still be very difficult to understand at times. We can only know just so much. This is why it can be difficult to know if your cat needs a bit more help. While physical abnormalities are a bit easier to understand simply because they're often visual, behavioral concerns relative to cognitive function and neurology can be quite hard for an owner to properly assess, as a cat's personality can vary a great deal from one feline to another. While placing your cat under the care of trained medical professionals will provide you with all of the answers concerning this topic, it's natural for owners to have questions and concerns until a diagnosis is either confirmed or a condition eliminated from consideration. Before we embark on somewhat of a health and wellness overview as it relates to special needs, let's first take a look at today's topic overview. Cats can be born with physical and mental disabilities if their brain or body does not develop adequately as a fetus. Some cats inherit genetic abnormalities from their parents. Others develop special needs due to their lifestyle and anxiety. A diagnosis will need to be made by a vet, as feline special needs manifest differently to humans. With respect to the term special needs, it is often ascribed to any cat that needs some level of special care, whether it's mental or physical or perhaps both. In many cases, cats with special needs struggle from birth, and it is often of a physical nature. In recent history, especially on the pop culture level, we had Grumpy Cat, suffering from dwarfism and a prominent underbite. Grumpy Cat became an international star simply based on size and facial appearance. Before we take a look at today's first video subsection, a quick shout out to the very best audience on the feline wing of the internet. Thank you for tuning in to Senior Cat Wellness. You are our foundation, as we say time and time again. None of this, absolutely none of this, would be possible without you. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. It is our mission to serve the feline community and do it with a kind heart and a smile. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us, and we do hope to see you again in future content. Now, let's discuss in greater detail the topic of special need cats or special needs in cats and what you need to know. Let's get started. The term special needs is both simple yet quite broad. It could incorporate most anything. However, there are certain signs to look for. Certain behaviors that your cat is exhibiting could warrant an extensive medical evaluation. This is especially true if you have other cats within your home with no confirmed special needs. Poor memory or lack of basic cognition, lack of muscle coordination, failing to respond to basic stimuli, often staring into space, and growing increasingly distressed when left alone. While some of these signs could be rather bland and harmless on the surface, your cat could have some measure of cognitive issues from birth or cognitive decline if you have a senior cat. With respect to specific conditions and syndromes such as autism, Asperger's, obsessive compulsive disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, Down syndrome, and ADHD, we invite you to stay tuned until the final few moments of today's presentation, and we will direct you to our written material where we have addressed each of these issues individually. Genetics can cause neurological issues to develop in some cats. This isn't a mental disability as much as it is a condition. While subtle, there is certainly a distinction to be made. Let's start with vestibular disease. This can affect a cat's brain. It can cause lack of proper coordination and tripping. Felines with this disease may also vomit for seemingly no obvious reason or tilt their head to one side. Some cats are born with vestibular disease, often the byproduct of the mother experiencing extreme stress during pregnancy or some level of toxicity. In many cases, this disease will treat itself over time as the cat ages. It's also important to note that vestibular disease can also be linked to an ear infection, which is quite different from a genetic cause. In this case, the disease could be triggered by ear mites. Next up, we have stress and anxiety. This is one that we can all relate to. And we all know that when it reaches some rather alarming levels, it can be quite debilitating. It can change how we behave, our general behavior, our thoughts, and our ability to get through the day in a positive and healthy manner. The same can be true for cats. This is why keeping your cat calm, relaxed, and within a loving environment that is routine based is so very important. Happy cats are cats that know what to expect from day to day. The schedule of food, meal times, petting, play, and grooming is vital for good mental health and emotional health. Next, we have depression. This is quite similar to stress and anxiety, as cats can also suffer a great deal from depression. This can cause cats to become withdrawn and lose interest in most everything. Cats in the grips of depression will often hide away and choose isolation over socialization. While most cats will recover from depression, with the appropriate love and care, depression can lead to stress, which, as we covered, can also cause its very own set of issues. While one could debate whether this truly qualifies as special needs, if you personally have ever dealt with prolonged stress, anxiety, and depression, you know for a fact that it can put your life on pause, and simply making it through the day can seem like a battle in itself. As we mentioned briefly in our introduction, the term special needs as it relates to animals is often associated with some level of physical inability or inabilities. We mentioned grumpy cat a bit earlier. This would be an example, of a birth defect, and while some birth defects require really no special care, many, however, do. Either some level of training, medication, therapy, or accessories to allow life to be a bit easier and as normal as possible compared to that of other non afflicted felines. Blindness, deafness, and some degree of lameness involving one or more limbs is just an example of the most common and most notable birth defects that can define what we refer to as special needs. However, it must be obviously stated that some degrees of lameness, as well as blindness and deafness, can occur later in life due to the development of other conditions and injuries. This, however, would also place the cat in unique circumstances, thus requiring some level of special care. And on that note, that will conclude things for the video portion of today's material. However, we are truly far from finished. If you'd like to know more about this very important topic, we do encourage you to visit us at seniorcatwellness.com. At the conclusion of this presentation, there you will find a highly detailed and high quality article concerning everything we've talked about here today and so much more. This includes in-depth information about various types of special needs covering all spectrums, with individual conditions being presented in subsection form. So, if this is a topic that really appeals to you, especially if you can relate to this topic on a personal ownership basis and are looking for more information, we encourage you to check out our written material. And you can find it all by clicking the initial link in the description box below. And once again, if you enjoyed what we brought to the table here today and would like to see and hear more, please like and share this video and subscribe to the SeniorCatWellness.com official YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.